Our first witness, Mr. I'm going to pronounce this wrong, Kazi, Rolle, comes to us as one of two voices of experience on our panel about homeless. However, he will also have a message of hope and growth to share through his work on Art Start's Hip Hop Project, an after-school program for teens, which teaches them to turn their life experiences into art through hip-hop. He also has worked on the Hip Hop Project, which can be seen in the documentary by the same name, with all profits going to support organizations working with young people.
Peace and love. My name is Kazi, also known as Chris Rolle. I was born in a little island called Nassau in the Bahamas. My mother was a Jamaican immigrant who was trying to get to America because it was easier for Bahamians to get to America than coming straight from Jamaica. At 6 months of age, she left on that journey and left me with a friend. Her friend and her husband were very abusive, and I lived there for 4 years. And at 4 years old, I was found wandering the streets, and subsequently the Department of Social Services in the Bahamas took me out of that home and placed me in the Children's Emergency Hostel for orphans. Catherine Brown, who was a social worker there, she and I developed a relationship, and in 1982 I was fostered by her and her family, and the adjustment was very difficult. I had numerous behavioral problems. I always like to say, she tried to give me heaven and I gave her hell, but she trucked on with me, and I was officially adopted in 1998 on November 4th. Still posing a lot of behavioral challenges, and the family didn't have the know-how or the resources to provide me with the emotional healing and help that I needed. And in 1990, I was forced to have to go back to the orphanage. And in the orphanage, all the boys in my room, we had got in trouble, and we were asked to leave the orphanage. Some kids were adopted, and I went on to a psychiatric ward for unruly children. While I was there, the psychiatrist, his analysis came to the conclusion that a lot of the stuff I was dealing with was based on the fact that I missed my mother. I couldn't understand why these strangers were doing so much for me, and my own mother could give me away. So we contacted the American Embassy, sent a letter to her, and found that she wanted me. And we sent a one-way ticket, and I came here December 22nd to America in 1990. We had a tumultuous reunion, and I found myself 2 years later on the streets of Brooklyn. Wherever I laid my head was my home, and got in a lot of trouble. I was involved in street pharmaceutical corporations and family organizations that wear one color, if you understand what I'm saying. And they were my family. After being incarcerated a few times, I decided that I needed to get my life together, and I leaned on the people and the resources that I knew. I was a part of a theater company called Tomorrow's Future Theater Company, Elaine Robeson, and she helped me to get into a school called Public School Repertory Company, which was a last chance high school for kids who were interested in the arts. There I found a guy by the name of Scott Rosenberg, who founded an organization called Art Start, which was an arts education organization. And he just gave me the opportunity to just use my voice and use music and art, and I found that it was really a healing tool to be able to put my life and all the things I was going through in music and art. I created a play called Brooklyn Story, and I shared it with people across the tri-state, and it moved a lot of young people, and just to put it out there, and I think that was the beginning of my healing and the change for my life. Scott also supported me in creating my own program, and because I made a commitment that I gotta give back. I understand what these kids are going through, and I understand the journey now, I need to give back the same way that there were people along the way that took the time out to give to me. In 1995, I was I appeared on numerous shows for just gaining all these awards and recognition for doing all of this work. In 2000, I made it all the way to the Oprah Winfrey Show to basically just say, like, you know, this young brother has overcome some obstacles and was once homeless and now speaks at Harvard and across the world about how hip-hop can really heal and change lives. In 2007, this year, May 11th, a movie was released, executive produced by Bruce Willis and Queen Latifah, that chronicled my journey and the creation of this program, and a lot of lives were moved based on that. I'm here today to just basically say that, you know, the step parents, the organizations like Art Star, like the Hip Hop Project, Network for Youth, all of the programs across the country that are trying to really reach our missing children, our kids like myself who are homeless and living in orphanages. You know, they need the resources. They need the resources to do this work because, you know, I could have been that kid crawling through somebody's window or robbing somebody, because when you don't have, you have to try to get it by any means necessary. And the only reason there was a change in my life, because there were programs and there were people and institutions that had some type of resources in the heart to try to help me, and those people need the resources and help to continue to do that work, because all young people need a place to call home. So.